Big dubs, baby.
Let's
As
go,
al-
baby.
As always, I'm your
Huge.
guy, Jake, on the post-game show, and we've got a different face on here, a new guest on the show. You want to welcome yourself?
My name's Camden.
How's it going tonight, Camden?
Not bad. Feeling good after a big dub.
Oh, it was big dubs. And in case you missed it, here is the game-winning goal from Justin Hall.
Tim's looking at the puck. He doesn't find Hall behind him, and Hall puts it away. His second goal of the season. What a play by Matthews in the middle of the ice. I love the drive to the net. You see him shake his head down.
Okay, well, you missed the goal there, but
Yeah,
the setup
is all that
Matthews.
mattered.
Austin
all that
Matthews.
mattered. I can only imagine how excited he would have been if he tucked one there.
Oh, like that play was outstanding. All set up by Austin Matthews. He had multiple opportunities tonight, but just fell short on so many occasions. He was robbed on multiple occasions. Don't worry about it. This might be a spark for the near future.
Yeah, it's nice to see the team get going here.
Absolutely. Let's get to the comments section. We got Let's Go. Dennis says, I think Matthews lost a little bit of his confidence about his scoring ability.
You know what? I don't think it's a confidence issue with him because he's pulling off the same moves he does every single night. It's just some players go through patches like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's
sometimes. Sorry,
I don't think it's a confidence thing either. I think that sometimes you get snake bitten in the NHL. We've seen it with Ilya Mikheyev. I know he's not Austin Matthews, but it took him forever to get that first goal of the season. Sometimes you go through stretches where nothing works out for you. You hit multiple posts like Matthews does. You get robbed. Forsberg tonight robbed him.
Oh, yeah.
The goals will come for Austin Matthews.
And you also got to realize with Matthews, we've also seen a little bit of a dip in Mitchie's game. So when Marner's not at his best, Matthews isn't going to be as outstanding as he was the first portion.
Well, we need more production from all of our top tier guys right now. As of late, we haven't been getting enough from them.
Yeah, we need. I think we need to solidify that top six too. Like we need to move this, or see if Nick Robertson's the answer. But
is there a player you got your eyes on?
I don't know. I really like. I'm a big fan of Alex Iafallo from LA. I think like he's kind of like Kerfoot, so I feel like he'd be able to adapt. And if I'm not wrong, I think he's from Toronto.
He might be. I'm not sure exactly where he's from, but that I could see that being a fit for the Maple Leafs.
For sure. Oh no, he's from New York. But I also like on the point. I like Jamie Alexiak. He is from Toronto. 6'7", 255. I think he is just a beast. He has good defensive numbers. He showed last playoffs that he couldn't make plays and he can put up points. So I think he'd be a good option to look at.
Yep, I think that'd be an interesting ad. We got comments in here saying, "Look at Zibanejad. He was snake bitten all year long. Now he has 2 hat tricks against Philly this season." Yeah, I mean, I had him on one of my fantasy teams, and I traded him away.
Dude, I dropped him.
Yeah, I mean, it was really hard to hold on to him though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a great point. Look at Zibanejad. He was snake bitten all season long. We shouldn't be worried about Austin Matthews, especially coming off that injury.
Yeah, for sure.
Just as you said, do you think that they should try Robertson, Matthews, Marner? Do you think that's something they should try out?
Robertson seems like a generational scorer, and he's not. It feels like it doesn't. He's got the skill and he's got the IQ that it doesn't really matter what level he's playing at. He produces as a 19-year-old. I think he's got like 9 points in 10 games this year, but it's to see if he can play physical in the NHL and get in the corners. He's been hurt twice this year, so.
Well, I mean, you can honestly put pretty much anybody on a line with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, and they're going to have some sort of success.
For sure.
Nick Robertson, he's a great talent. He's a really hard worker, and I think he could be a nice addition to that first line, but that's something you might want to ease him into. You might want to give him some time on another line before.
Exactly.
throwing him right up there with the big boys.
Exactly. But another question is he's way too good for the OHL, and I don't.
Oh yeah.
When the OHL gets going, they're gonna have to make that decision. Like, are you stunting his development, throwing him back into the OHL?
Yeah, I would not send him back to the OHL. It's AHL or NHL for Robertson. In my
Yeah.
So we got a comment here about Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell, he made some horrible mistakes, very bad mistakes, but he kept us in the game. Jack Campbell did what he needed to get the win tonight. He advances to 5-0-0 on the season. So I like what I've seen from Jack Campbell. I really have. But he's got to stay in his net. Like, this is inexcusable. That's not all right. I mean, that was just the first of 2 goals, and both the goals, you can blame them on the goalie for this.
Yeah, it was a rough couple chances. I think for the most part, I'm not too worried because that's more of a mental lapse. And I think we've seen at this point, if Jack Campbell was a terrible goalie, I think you still need him on the team. So he's such a good locker room guy. He seems like he keeps the team together. So I don't think he'll be all right. I don't think his confidence will get hurt from this.
Yeah. Now I want to ask, because I haven't gotten your take on this. Do you think that Freddie or Jack Campbell should be the starter for the Maple Leafs?
I think, to be honest, I was on the hot take that it would be better to move Freddie. But I think that if Freddie's ready to go mentally, then play him. But it's going to have to be like a 50-50 split, in my opinion. And whoever, they're still fighting for that starting spot, I think.
I think so too. And we got a bunch of comments. Campbell to start. I think everyone's really for the most part. It seems as if Leafs Nation is off of Frederik Andersen, and they want Jack Campbell to be the starter.
It's the contract. I think he's gonna want too much. It's just one of those things. He's he's like best buddies with Matthews, but it's one of those things like you don't want to. If he's going to produce the numbers he's going to be producing, you can't pay him that much money, and he's not going to sign with us if we're not going to offer him that money.
ASC here says Anderson is our number one healthy and rested. He's a top goalie in the league. So my take on this is I think the Maple Leafs should do somewhat of a 50-50 split, but not exactly 50-50. I want to see the Maple Leafs ride the hot hand throughout the remainder of the season. Look at the Vegas Golden Knights with Robin Lehner and Marc-Andre Fleury, what they did last season.
Yeah.
You want to ride the hot hand with these goalies, and whatever goalie, you got to make a decision come playoff time. Ride the hot hand.
I think Freddie is an unbelievable goalie. I don't like that people are still stuck on this 2016, 2017 Freddie. The last 2 years, I'm going to say 2 because I could say 3, but the last 2 years he's been like above average, maybe. Like he hasn't put up the same numbers he did. He had a Vezina worthy year.
I mean, this year, Frederik Andersen, there's no denying it. He's been bad. He's been bad. His stats, the worst statistical season of his career.
For sure.
And I'm a fan of Frederik Andersen. I'm a fan of Jack Campbell. Campbell's
just getting the hearts of the Leaf fans. I feel like he's the guy now.
Yeah, I mean, I see that he's a very likable guy. I like Jack Campbell, but I'm hesitant to just hand the keys over to him and give him the starting role from here on out.
I agree with you. I think, like you said, the hot hand should be playing.
Like, he's played less than 80 games since he was drafted in 2011.
Yeah, I think what was his most like 30 games or something?
31.
With LA?
31. Yeah, that's
and you don't want to. That's why I also thought they should have seen if they could get a goalie at the deadline here that that they can trust, because I don't know if you can go in if Freddie's not ready. What happens when we go into the playoffs and you want to go into the playoffs with Jack Campbell and play the best defensive teams and but I think Campbell can do it, but we're going to have to see.
We're going to have to see. Either way, I want nothing but the best from either of these goalies. I want to see both these perform. If they both got hot, that would be the ideal situation.
For sure.
Let's change the topic of discussion a little bit here, because we all know what happened with the hot mic situation in the NHL. And if you don't, recently, an NHL referee was fired for an incident in a game between the Nashville Predators and the Detroit Red Wings. The microphone of the referee, basically, he wanted to give the Nashville Predators a penalty, and that referee was fired. So here's a little clip. As you can see, Wayne Simmons is having a conversation with the referee, but he's holding his microphone. He's covering the microphone so they can't catch what he's saying. That's a little suspicious to me.
For sure it was. I wonder what he was saying.
I mean, I don't know. I'm no lip reader, but that is suspicious to me. I don't know if that's a punishment, but that needs to be investigated, I think. For
sure. And you'll see it. They'll get a little bit on Sportsnet or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't going away. I mean, the referee situation, referees are always under the microscope.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah, especially now. And it's JB says that was too harsh to fire that ref. I'm sorry, JB, but I don't think so. I mean, he was at the end of his career too. This is last season.
I think if you have enough respect for the game, I think as a ref you need to, and you can't have that in the league. I think what would have happened if they didn't fire that ref? People would have went crazy, so they had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people actually boycotted the NHL.
Exactly.
Because that right there. And Ronnie says they're trying to protect themselves. But if you're trying to protect themselves, then don't say something you're not supposed to say.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a reason unless you're clearly protecting something. Yeah,
exactly. That's my thing. That's my thought on it as well.
But I think I think the refs should be all right. I think from this point forward, if anyone else gets caught doing it, it's just going to be a one time you're out kind of thing, because we can't have that in the game, in any sport.
Absolutely agree with you. I mean, you should already know this. Everyone should already know this, but now you're under the microscope even more. So you better make sure you don't do it. And I don't think you should be caught covering your microphone either.
Yeah.
So if you haven't already, if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you smash that like button, hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content's coming out on Maple Leafs Media. If you're watching this on Facebook, share this video, tell a friend to tell a friend. Really helps out the brand, and it is growing. Approaching 600 subscribers. Would love to get to 600 subs in the near future. Big things happening for Maple Leafs Media.
Oh yeah, it's the come up.
So 3 stars of tonight's game.
Oh, there we go.
You got some better lighting going.
I got a little light here. Varco, where'd you go, buddy?
I'm back. Back. All right. Sorry about that. So we got better lighting. I'm back.
Yeah, there we go.
Tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Ottawa Senators, 3 stars of the game. First star, Justin Hall with the game-winning goal.
Beauty
snipe. I mean, hammer time. Yeah. Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews set up the play, and Justin Hall puts it home for the game-winning goal. Second star, Anton Forsberg, 42 saves in his I mean, debut with Ottawa Senators. He looked really good out there.
Can you believe Edmonton dropped that guy?
I mean,
Wild.
he looked better than Koskinen has for a lot of this season.
Exactly.
And third star of the season or of the game, Jason Spezza. What a way to go back to his old home, Ottawa.
Oh
The
yeah.
Maple Leafs lead 2-1, and beautiful shot from Jason Spezza.
Yeah, and that's becoming a regular thing for the last few games is Spezza just being the leader he is. He's really stepped out this year. Can you believe Mike Babcock sat this guy last year for the opening game?
That
Throwbacks.
that was
Yeah, but he's really coming out like I think his feet are moving probably better than they were when he was with Dallas for the last couple of years. It looked like he was coming down there.
It looks like he's just having fun out there, and he's playing with
Yeah.
a lot of confidence.
And he's on a great team. He's got a great he's got young guys. He thinks as well as we do that they can win a cup. And I think he could be back next year. Like 700,000 for Jason Spezza.
Yeah.
Even if he's not playing.
League minimum contract for him and Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
Bargain deals. And Jason Spezza, I mean, you saw how much he wanted to win last year. Jason Spezza in, I think it was game 4 when the Maple Leafs had the comeback down 3 goals against the Columbus Blue Jackets in the preliminary series. Jason Spezza drops the gloves, and that sparks the Toronto Maple Leafs to lead a comeback and win that game. That just shows how much Jason Spezza wants to win because he's not known as being a fighter.
And I think that fight last year had a big part to do with why he was back this year. Because there was times earlier this year we didn't know if we were going to re-sign him or if he was even going to be in the lineup. So
yeah, I mean,
crazy to think. It's crazy to think. I can't imagine Spets out of the lineup now.
Yeah, he's so valuable to us, not just like a veteran presence, but he's so great in the face-off circle.
Yeah.
He's got a wicked shot. He can kill some penalties. He can join in on the power play. Jason Spezza can do everything.
Yeah, and he's he can give you a spark as well. So
absolutely. We have Salmon here saying we need a third line center and a top 4 defenseman. What do you think?
I think any trade from this point, Kerfoot's out. I don't think. I think that Hyman wants to be a Leaf, and I think they will figure something out with Hyman. I don't think they don't want to lose Jaime. And I think Kerfoot's going to be no. So I think Kerfoot out, and I think bring in a top 6 guy. We need to solidify the top 6. Get a guy that can consistently play with Matty and Marner 18 minutes a night. I don't know how I feel about them swapping back and forth from Spets and Simmons and whoever else. Like I think they need more security on that line.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to look for a player, I'd like to bring a second line left winger, player to play with Tavares and Nylander.
Yep. And if Galchenyuk's moved down that lineup, there's your third line player from what we've seen so far. I mean, he could.
Yeah. He can play center and wing.
Exactly. So I think, who do you think they were watching in Ottawa?
Like, what do you mean?
You see, Dubas was there yesterday watching the game. Like he went there early to scout the Ottawa game.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he was in the stands. But I was thinking
I'd love to see Connor Brown back. That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're looking at. But Brownie would be sweet.
Yeah, Brown would be sweet. Ronnie says Granlund. That's a name that's been thrown around a lot. I mean, it's a fit.
Yeah, it is a fit. I'm not going to talk too much about him. I don't watch enough of Granlund, but he's a good player.
Yeah, he's got high upside.
For sure.
Toronto power play has been a disappointment. Over the past 9 games, forgot to put a space there, but 1 goal on 20 power play opportunities. 1 goal on
Yeah.
20 from the Maple Leafs power play unit that was leading the league at one point in this season.
Yeah, the same power play unit that's still first place on the road on power play. So just goes to show you they can do it. They just need to figure it out. They're passing too much.
They need to figure it out, and they need more production from their top tier guys. I feel as if they need to take more shots, take a shot from the points. Good things happen when you're in front of the net. Just get more shots on goal, because too many times you see too many passes, just passing up shot opportunities. You got to get more shots on goal.
Yeah, and maybe that's why Simmons wasn't doing it in fantasy for me tonight, because they're not throwing the puck on net. You got a big body like that in the front of the net. That's what he's there for.
He's a great net front presence. The
For
Wayne
sure.
train. Great net front presence.
Trying to find a good angle here. There you go.
Love having him on the team.
Yeah.
JB breaks down another way. 0 for 15 in the last 6 games. I think that's even worse.
Yeah, that's bad. It's terrible.
ASC Granlund would be perfect. He can do it all. Old School says Matthews should play with Nylander and Marner. What do you think?
I really don't like that line. To be honest, I think if you're gonna put a guy back up with Matthews and Marner, it's Hyman, and that's what we would like. But they want to have Hyman on that third line. So,
well, also Nylander's a right winger, Marner's a right winger. That doesn't really work out unless you want to put Nylander at center
or Nylander on his off wing.
Yeah,
I don't think you put Marner on his off wing.
Yeah, no,
not a good line.
And also, that takes. You think John Tavares has been struggling this year? A lot of people think that. It's evident he has been struggling, but you take away William Nylander from that line, and his production is going to go down more.
For sure, yeah. If we seen what Willie was like on a depth position, and it didn't work out well, so he needs to. He's been running a line though. He's been one of our best players this year. I think Willie is got best contract on our team. Yes,
best contract of the core 4 for sure.
Easily. And then I think it's Matthews, just because he lives up to his. Mitchie lives up to his, and Tavares is looking rough the next few years, but he's still a good player.
Yeah, he's still a good player with a lot of potential upside for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but 29 years old. I believe there's 5 years left on his deal. His production's going down, and
for sure,
you better be prepared for what the future holds here in Toronto.
Yep, for sure.
I mean, Andrew says JT be traded. He can't be traded. He's got a no trade clause. So,
and he's not waiving it.
Yeah, he's not waiving it to leave his hometown. You know, the pajama boy picture, wearing the Toronto Maple Leafs clothes growing up. He's not leaving Toronto.
But I also think when we signed Tavares, I feel like everyone was freaking out originally, thinking we'd win the cup by now, right? So now it's looking like Tavares, if it's not this year or next year, then Tavares' contract's really going to show if we don't have a cup.
Yeah, it's going to show for sure. I mean, it was like so much money. $11 million, 7 years. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to be paying your second line center.
Yeah, I'd like to see how they spreaded it out. Per, like if his annual salary goes down throughout his contract, but
I mean, can someone check on that for us and let us know?
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. Can't trade JT. He's the captain, and he's got the no trade clause. So, I mean, even if you could trade him, you trade away your captain. What's that telling you, everyone in your locker room?
Yeah, that's not a good move. I wouldn't move JT this year.
Yeah. I mean, he makes the team better, but his contract doesn't help out. And
Exactly.
Salmon updates us $11 million for the next 4 years after this one. So yeah, it's 11 million annual average. That's a big price tag to be paying your second line center for sure.
For sure. Yep. Okay, I was just double checking that. Yeah, it is 11 million. Damn. You'd think they would have spreaded that out. Gave him more at the beginning, but
would have been nice. I mean, I can't really remember any negative comments at the time of the John Tavares signing, though. It was just big hype, excitement.
Oh yeah. Not I still love JT.
Oh yeah.
But he's just lost a bit of his scoring touch this year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my favorite players. I've met him on a few occasions.
That's sweet.
Signed jersey here, bunch of signed stuff. John Tavares, I love John Tavares as a player. I love him off the ice. He's a great player to have on your team, but the contract isn't looking good right now.
Yep. Hopefully he figures it out.
Frank Rastinale says Tavares would only leave if the Leafs win the cup. We'll do the Leafs right to open the cap space.
I think that would be nice. I think Tavares I think his loyalty lies to his family and where they want to be. I don't think he'll want to move up his family away if they win the cup, especially if they win the cup. Why would he leave a great team?
Yeah. I mean, he's got a family here.
Yeah.
He's recently had kids.
He's ready to settle down.
He's returned home. He's not leaving anytime soon.
Yeah.
ASC here says JT has lost his foot speed. And you know what, ASC? And JT was never really a speedy guy anyway.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, his foot speeds, I don't think it's much of his problem right now. To be honest, I feel like this year he's looked a little quicker. Like he's always been a slow guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's been stretches of the season where I'm like, wow, he's looking really good, but he hasn't been able to perform that way consistently through the remainder of the season.
Well, even today, like in overtime there, JT, nice little toey on Mike Riley there, cut back to the slot, shot on net. If that goes in, we're not talking about JT right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we would be in a good way.
Exactly. We'd be talking about how that he sniped one in overtime, but
so Chuck Fleet, thank you. Smash the like button if you haven't already.
Smash the like button, boys.
Smash the like button. Hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content's coming out here on Maple Leafs Media. Always got stuff.
Chucky Fleet. That's a great picture there.
Thank you, Chuck.
That's funny.
So let's talk about Jack Campbell again. I mean, Jack Campbell, he's a hot topic. Great performance again tonight.
Yeah.
Coming into this game, he was 4-0 with the goals against average under 2, and a save percentage really high. Jack Campbell has been magnificent for this team so far, and I'd love to see him continue this upwards trend in his performance.
Yeah, for sure. If he can, I think he could be a very bright spot. It looks like he may be one of those goalies that developed, were a late bloomer. Sorry, because he looks like an all-star, man. Yeah, other than misplays tonight, but aside from those, he played great. You got a shutout.
I mean, just stay in your net and you're good.
Exactly.
Stay in your net and you're great.
And we're used to Freddie doing that, so.
Yeah, I mean, if Jack Campbell didn't come out to play those pucks, you'd have a shutout tonight.
Yeah.
That'd be 3 shutouts in 5 games.
Yeah, he's a beauty. Beauty, suit man.
And it's not just what he does on the ice. He's all smiles in the locker room. He seems like a great guy with a great attitude, and that's something you love to have in your locker room.
Yeah, I watched the Austin Matthews documentary on the Toronto Maple Leafs YouTube page, and he was saying how they've had good guys in the locker room, but the team's never gelled this well before. So maybe I have a lot of faith this year, man.
Yeah, you got high hopes for this team, right?
High hopes. If I think they need to make moves, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go back to what you're saying about this team chemistry. This team has been playing with a different level of togetherness, it seems. And I feel as if that is something you can attribute to the veteran presences in this locker room, like Joe Thornton,
Yep.
Jason Spezza, Wayne Simmons has been a huge addition for this team.
Bogosian.
Bogosian as well. He's gone under the radar.
Yeah, I think if we do make a move for a bottom pair right D, Bogosian's just going to be a scratch, but he's still a locker room guy if he's scratched, you know?
I don't see Bogosian being like I get what you're saying. I think that if a deal were
If they
made,
got a upgrade from him.
yeah. But I don't think that that's in their plans. I don't see that as one of their plans.
You think they want a lefty?
I don't think
I think they need
think
it.
they
They
want a
need to
forward
make it.
first.
No, I know. I see what you're saying. I feel like that defense. Like, what happens if Justin Hall goes back to his old days? Like,
I mean, he has been struggling outside of that goal tonight. He has been struggling
Yeah.
recently. It's
like,
been pretty bad to watch.
I don't know how confident I am putting that up against Tampa or Carolina, or like we've seen what defense does last year against Columbus.
Do you think, as is, the Toronto Maple Leafs can compete with the Tampa Bay Lightning or Boston Bruins in the playoffs?
It's so hard, man, because we haven't seen it this year. But I think this year it's just like last year. It's anyone's year in the playoffs because everyone's not going to be used to playing, and it's flip of the draw. I think the Leafs can compete with anyone in the league as they are, but I think they need to solidify their team.
Great point. I mean, I think for sure they can compete. They've competed with Boston multiple occasions, multiple game sevens. Don't want to talk about them again. But, I mean, they can definitely compete with these teams. It would be nice to solidify the top 6 or the top 4 defensive pairing, though.
Yeah, and if we had Freddie going at his best and we had Morgan Riley going at his best, then yeah, I think we can beat any team in the league, but
we need to see it first.
For sure.
Hockey Junkie says Jumbo Joe needs to go. Released.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
I can't say just release Jumbo Joe, but I will say this, Hockey Junkie. Jumbo Joe has been.
I agree with you.
He's been slowing down a lot recently. He's been slowing down, but we brought him in on a 1-year league minimum contract. He's a veteran in the locker room. Everyone loves Jumbo Joe in that locker room. I'm pretty certain of that, and he'd be a valuable asset to have in the playoffs with all that experience he's got. I know he's never won a Stanley Cup, but he's had so many playoff experiences.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but putting it this way, Jumbo, I trust Spezza on the third line this year completely. And I think is it really hurting you to put Jumbo Joe on the fourth line for 10 minutes a game? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I don't think it hurts. I think he's better than a lot of fourth liners in the NHL. I know he's slow. He's slowed down a lot. Beginning of the season, 9 points in 9 games. That was a great stretch. It was fun. But ever since then, just a massive
he's getting comfortable
decline in his production.
Yeah, I think Dubas, and you got to remember, this is a guy that's a Hall of Famer. Like Dubas brought him in the playoffs. What happens? Matthews not going, Marner's not going. No one can score. We're down 1. Joe Thornton's the type of guy that gets you a goal, that brings it together as a former Hall of Famer and gets you that 1 goal on that 1 rush. You know?
Yeah, I mean, just have you seen the way Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews look at him? Like,
yeah, he's like their dad.
He was drafted the same year they were born. 1997. Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews born, Joe Thornton drafted. And this is someone they obviously look up to. They would have grown up watching him. That's just a cool experience for them to play with him. And hopefully this team can
win one for him. Can you imagine Jumbo Joe holding the cup as a Leaf?
The handoff would go right to Joe Thornton. Then probably Jason Spezza, and then Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, give it to the vets.
And then you got the big boys.
Oh, Matthews. Dude, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I hope so. I mean, we're talking it into existence here.
Yeah, Matthews is the best talent I've seen on the Leafs in my life.
Who's that? Austin Matthews?
Yeah. Austin Matthews is the best player I've watched, I think.
I think so too. From the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think so too. JB, I like your comment. I thought this coming into this season, I thought, oh, we're gonna be giving him load management, but no, we've been playing him so much, and that's surprising to me considering how much depth we have all around this lineup. Like Nick Patan could get some more games in. Pierre Engvall, you could scratch Jumbo Joe and give him some nights off, and maybe get more production from him that way.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think they're giving him a lot of power play time right now. Like, I'm kind of contradicting myself saying that he's a Hall of Famer, this, that, and you got more room on the power play. But our team's such a skilled team. I don't know if you can argue putting him on the first power play.
Yeah, you can't. You can't argue it. I mean, he's a great playmaker. He's got playmaking ability still, but he just can't keep up with everyone anymore.
For sure.
Continuing in the comments section, Marner MVP says, "I do want to see a Spezza, Thornton, Simmons line," and
that'd be so slow though.
That's the line I thought that the Leafs were potentially going to roll with coming into the season, but yeah, I mean that'd be a pretty slow line.
I think you could do that against some of the teams, but I think if you're playing a speedy team, I don't know, or a speedy fourth line, sorry. I don't know how that's going to match up.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't do that against Edmonton. Like, maybe against Edmonton's fourth line. But
yeah, well, no, even that, like, Edmonton's fourth line is Tyler Ennis. Who else is on that fourth line? Kyle Turris? Is Kyle Turris on the fourth line?
Yeah, no, you can't do that against Edmonton. It's hard
they
to
would,
find a
They
team
would play against each other, those types of guys anyways. I don't know how well that line would do.
But
who knows? We've seen crazier things. We've seen Thornton on the first line, so
it'd be interesting to see. Maybe give it a test.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Jason Brooks says Leafs need to see what they got in Rasmus Sandin, and I'm not sure what is going on with Rasmus Sandin's injury right now. I'm not sure if he's come back from that or not, but I agree with you. He's only got 5 minutes of ice time this season for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's got an assist in that time. Yeah,
and it's we haven't had to deal with injuries too much this year, so we haven't really got to see Timothy Liljegren is unreal, man. Like, have you got to watch any of his Marlies games this year?
Timothy Liljegren, I haven't gotten to watch him this year, but
he's progressed as a two-way defenseman, man. Like, they really have been pushing him in the AHL to be a two-way defenseman. We haven't seen him. Rasmus Sandin, he's hurt right now.
Yeah.
But once again, it's hard. I don't know if Dermott, like, do you think we re-sign Dermott next year? If we don't move him? Like, I think Dermott's also going to be traded.
I think that we probably would, just based off of the contract we signed him to this year.
Yeah.
$840,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
A very small contract. I could see us bring him back for sure.
Yeah, and we'll see how much he asks for. But I think in the long-term plans, we got we got on the left side, Riley, Muzzin, Dermott, Sandin. Like, I think Sandin can take Dermott's spot.
Yeah, I think so too, and I hope that Sandin,
especially with Bogo,
move up. I hope Sandin eventually moves up to Muzzin's spot. Muzzin eventually moves down. The third pairing as he starts to decline.
I agree.
But Travis Dermott, it's tricky with him. I really like him. He's still pretty young.
I do like Dermy too, but I think if someone really wants a D-man, especially if he doesn't, we got to see. I'm not in the room, so I don't know if it seems like he's going to re-sign or not. But I'm pretty sure he's a UFA, right?
Yes, this year he will be a UFA. I mean, he's from the Toronto area, so I would not.
That means a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised
if he stayed. Yeah.
See him give us a hometown discount. I mean, he did it this offseason too.
Yeah, that's why I think we'll get Jaime signed too.
I hope so. I hope so. We need to get him re-signed.
If anyone gives a hometown discount, I think it's Jaime.
I think he'll give a hometown discount too, but I
We'll
mean,
see. I mean, if it was your money, would you take a few million less, or 2 million, 1 million, 1.5?
to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, yes, but
Yeah, that's true.
but I mean, and he's also a hometown guy. He loves the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
I hope.
I would never leave. I would sign with the Leafs for like $300 a game, and I would go fight Ryan Reeves and get knocked the hell out, and I would just take it just to be a Leaf, bro.
You could pay me in candy, and I'd play for the
Yeah.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
What do you think of this? Sabres Taylor Hall says he would waive a no trade clause. Do you think the Toronto Maple Leafs should pursue Taylor Hall?
It's a 1-year deal. So, I mean, Simmons was on Buffalo last. I'm not comparing Simmons and Hall, but just for perspective, Simmons looked like he was gaining his way, leading himself out of the NHL last year. To be honest, this year he's turned around. Jack Eichel, 2 goals, is it? Taylor Hall and Jack Eichel have 2 goals.
Eichel's got 3, Hall's got 2.
Oh my god!
And Eichel, it looks like
that team's a dumpster fire, bro. I don't blame any player on that team for their production this year.
I was expecting some bigger things from the Sabres this year.
Me too.
I was like, wow, Taylor Hall, Jack Eichel on the line together. It's a tough division, but they might actually compete for a playoff spot here.
Yeah, and people think Taylor Hall's a small guy, but he's actually a big dude, and when he does throw his body around, he can crush some guys. But can you imagine him on the second line would be perfect?
Yes, but my thing is, I see what you're saying about bringing Taylor Hall in, and I agree with you about a lot of points on the Buffalo Sabres, but we're going to have to re-sign this guy at the end of the season, and I don't think he'd be in the long-term plans anyways, but what are we going to have to give rental. Up? What are we going to have to give up for a rental of a player who has 2 goals this season?
Yeah, maybe they can. That's what I mean. If there's any time to go after a rental, though, his trade value's got to not be high, man. What do you go with when you have Taylor Hall? How do you talk to a team and say, look, I got a guy. He used to be an all-star, MVP, not all-star. He's got 2 goals this year on a 1-year contract. They're not going to get much out of that. If he had term on him, I think you'd get more.
The team that I see being the best fit for him is the Islanders. New York Islanders.
Islanders would be good, or Dallas with
Anders Lee out in New York. I see him fitting into that left wing spot pretty well.
For sure, I can see him going there as well.
But the thing about that is they're more of a gritty style team, and he's more of a fast, speedy guy. So
it's a weird fit. I don't know. Taylor Hall has been a weird player to watch develop.
Okay, JB here has a question.
No, never.
Thank you.
Is that Justin Bieber? That's his anonymous account there.
JB. JB's got a lot of great comments in here, but Sandy and for Hall, no. I don't think that's a great comment at all.
No, I'll give him like Travis Dermott and Jake Muzzin's jockstrap.
I think you're gonna have to give up a plethora of picks with.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pick move. With most rentals are picks or prospects.
Marner MVP says, I don't think Hall would be a pickup. He's just not producing at all and has massively declined. He wouldn't be a good fit, and I'd rather have the Leafs go for someone like Granlund or Raquel.
Yeah. I think Taylor Hall can bounce back, though. You're not just an MVP for no reason. We're not talking about 6 years ago he won it. When did he win it? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
I think it was 17 or 18 when he was with the Devils.
Yeah, so this guy has it in him. Unless he had a bad accident and he's has back problems or like something and can't move anymore. But from what I've heard, Taylor Hall, his deployment's been weird this year, and he's played like he's still out there. He's just not scoring.
Yeah, it was 2017 that he won, but it's a tricky situation in Buffalo.
I wouldn't want him though. I take back what I said. I don't think I'd want Taylor Hall.
Yeah, nice. I'm with you. I mean, I can't. It's just I can't make the argument to bring him on the team. I know he's a former league MVP. What he's done in the past, he's had some great years. But come on,
is he a fit? I don't know if he's a fit on this team at all.
can you see Taylor Hall on a line with William Nylander and John Tavares?
No.
No.
Like I can. Like I mean, it could probably work, but I don't know. I don't know how that would work. Taylor Hall loves to be the guy, and I think you can't have too much of the guy on a line.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Taylor Hall, he can definitely drive a line, but it just hasn't been happening this year.
Yeah.
Nevin says we should get Nick Foligno. That's a name we've heard a lot as well.
Yeah, I think that'd be another great guy to get, actually. I didn't even think of Nick Foligno today, but leadership, throws the body, he'll fight. I think we need another guy that's is it crazy for me to say we need like a fighter, like a guy that will fight? Wayne Simmons broke his wrist. Who's he gonna fight now?
We gotta take that in consideration.
We have no protection. Like I don't think Bogosian hasn't shown the toughness I think I expected from him.
I think he'll start hitting more in the playoffs just because of his injury history.
I think a guy that got tougher is Justin Hall.
Yep. We saw him dump Johnny Gaudreau the other day.
Is he? Oh my gosh! Sorry to get off topic here. Yeah, but Nick Foligno's great. Did you see in overtime Brady Tkachuk falling around the ice? Like I literally laughed out loud, and I'm in a room by myself. Like Brady Tkachuk got dumped behind the net, and then he was skating back, trying to back check, and he went to turn around and just crashed and fell on his own, right on his ass.
What can you tell me? What do you think of Brady Tkachuk?
I love Brady Tkachuk. I'm not a big fan of Matthew, but I mean, I would love to have him on my team though.
Yeah, I mean, those Tkachuk brothers are two players you hate to play against.
I just think I think everyone can agree if we're talking like what player has the more class, it's probably Brady, or not even class, but who's got the more temper. I think Matthew's got the bigger temper.
They're pretty close. I think
other than that close. Brady and Muzzin incident, like I don't think Brady hits.
Did you see when Mark Giordano, like the Flames, the two Tkachuk players were playing against each other, Flames senders, and Mark Giordano tries to hand Brady Tkachuk his stick back, and he flipped out. He was trying to give him his stick back, and Tkachuk flipped out. Brady.
No, I haven't. Damn, I'll have to see that.
It shows. The camera goes to the bench showing Matthew, and he's just laughing.
Maybe it's because Brady Tkachuk's on my fantasy. I'm a little biased.
Well, I mean, that's a great fantasy addition. What's he, like, third ranked in the league?
Third in the league, yep.
He's a great fantasy asset.
It's so weird when you watch him, though. He kind of looks like just like a more skilled Hyman. Like but he doesn't have, like, I don't know if he has that, like, superstar skill, but he just does everything exceptionally well.
He gives his all every play. He's always making a hit.
But he had a nice little deflection there today, and then he whacked it. Got 2 rebounds on off his own shot. But
yeah, I mean, I don't like playing against them, but obviously I'd love to have them on this team.
For sure.
Imagine one of the Tkachuk brothers in a Maple Leafs uniform. Like, that would be great.
Or both of them. I want to see them on the same team, man.
Toronto would love these guys if they played for this team. Like, blue collars playing style, they would love to have this fan base would love the Tkachuk brothers here.
I mean, we all love to have our most hated NHL player, but I'm telling you right now, if Brad Marchand was able to come to Toronto somehow, I'd take him.
I don't want him.
You don't want him? You're man. Can you imagine him on the second line? Nylander, Tavares, Marchand.
I don't want him going around licking people in a pandemic.
That's true. He'll just screw the whole Canada side up.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on in Montreal right now. They've got a situation.
What even happened there?
One player tested positive, and it was the UK variant. So it's obviously it's more it's easily contracted. It's easier
Oh,
to
okay.
contract that. So basically,
Everyone got it?
no one player has it, and no one else has tested positive for it. They're in quarantine right now, looking to play again Tuesday night. I believe they play Ottawa.
Do you know anyone that's contracted it?
I don't.
I haven't met anyone either.
No. Prefer to keep it that way, but
Yeah, me too.
Ruse brings it up about Brad Marchand. I'm not going to read the last part, but what about the water bottle incident in 2013?
He paid the refs. I don't know how legit
I don't
that
think
is.
he paid the refs, but do you remember the water bottle incident in 2013? It was overtime.
Sprayed.
Should have been a delay of game penalty. He right before the puck was about to drop, he threw the water bottle out there on the ice because Boston wasn't set, and then the refs skated the water bottle over and
He
gave
didn't
back
get a
to him.
penalty?
No. Not that.
Wow, bro.
I don't know if it would have changed much though. I mean, the
Yeah,
moment.
let's be honest. Boston was the better team.
Yeah, Boston was the better
They
team.
won. They won a 7-game series.
Toronto lost that though. Toronto,
We did lose that ourselves, but
that was horrible. I don't know why we got.
look at our defense this year. Like I'm trying to put on my unbiased goggles here, but our defense is way better than it ever was. So
this
like,
season.
yeah.
Like
our defense was pretty bad.
The additions of TJ. Yeah, thank you, Salvatore. Thank you. Don't remind us. Why are we even talking about 2013 Game 7 right now? I don't want to mention that ever again.
Oh my
I mean, if you want to watch me be miserable, you can
Cody Franz and
if you want to watch me be miserable and see biggest embarrassments of the Toronto Maple Leafs, you can go back and watch the most embarrassing countdown of the most embarrassing Maple Leafs games of all time. You can watch that on this channel, but let's not talk about that right now.
You did that? That's awesome. I'll have to look at that.
5 most embarrassing losses. There's one where we had 6 shots in a playoff game, and it was an elimination game against New Jersey. There's the Boston 2013 4-1 game. There's a bunch of bad ones.
That was so bad, man. That 2013 series.
I made that video right after the 5-1 Ottawa loss, like when we lost.
Oh,
when we were up 5-1.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. 2013, I cried. Like
I did too.
Yeah, man. I was 12 years old. I bawled.
Yeah, I cried. I didn't want to go to school the next day. It was bad. Oh, old school brings it up. The worst was losing to David Ayres. That was second.
No, yeah, that wasn't even close.
That was
David,
second.
I was actually it was that was another game we lost. I think David Ayres gets too much credit.
Yeah, I mean, David Ayres played 28 minutes of NHL hockey. He's got his equipment in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And I mean,
good for him though. That's awesome.
Yeah, great for him. But like 8 shots. He had 8 shots against him, and the Toronto Maple Leafs scored 2 goals.
So bad, man.
That is.
I remember Clifford laid out. Who was it? Mrazek?
Yeah.
Clifford laid out Mrazek, and I was like, let's go. They don't have a goalie. Like, we're coming back. Like, I was so fired up. I was so happy.
Well, after Reimer got hurt, my first thought was like, I think there might be. Like, I actually thought, I'm like, what if an emergency goalie comes in? And then.
Yeah, because Mrazek was hurt. Mrazek was just coming back from injury.
And, yeah, I mean, that was bad.
It's funny.
Which one is worse? Leafs versus Boston 2013, David Ayres, or blowing that 5-goal lead to the Sens? The 4-goal lead, but the Senders one didn't even make that list. It's definitely
we've seen enough of those kind of games like the Sens.
Boston 2013.
Those ones aren't even up there. We've been disappointed more than that. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Like, we were almost disappointed again tonight too, but
oh, dude, I would have been fired up. You gotta like almost a full week off. We needed this win.
Did you see Dorian throw his beer after the game? Rage. I saw that. Did you?
Dorian's nuts, man. Like, what
I
did he
mean-
think? Why was he even mad? Like, did he actually think that they were actually gonna win?
I mean, he got a point out of it.
Like exactly. Why are you so mad? I feel like if you're the last place team in the division, you should be happy you got a point at least.
I'm gonna actually look at how far back Ottawa is. Like, how much significance did this game have for them? Just give me a second to check out the standings.
That was just his breaking point, man. I don't even think it.
They're 10 points out behind Montreal, who's played 4 less games.
Yeah, so 8 points, 18 points.
Yeah, so
They're not
been
out,
better.
but they could they'd have to be the best team in the division the rest of the way.
They could win 3/4 of the games for the rest of the season and still not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was
We've
funny
got-
though. That was a good
We've got a bunch of just everyone's talking about 2013 right now. Why we gotta do this?
Yeah, let's talk about something else here, boys.
Bernier and Reimer are like the worst version of Anderson and Campbell.
What? Where do you even? In what way?
I don't really get the comparison either. Like it's a goalie duo, but I don't really get the comparison either.
Okay, let's try and think of this. Bernier and Reimer. Oh, maybe he's saying
Bernier's Anderson.
Bernier's Anderson because he was supposed to be good.
Bernier, I didn't really like that signing at the time. And,
He's such a beauty. I met Bernier, and what a legend that guy was.
Not in Toronto. Not in Toronto though.
Yeah, I know.
Not great numbers.
Yeah, I miss Joffrey Lupul.
Joffrey Lupul, but he just couldn't stay on the ice.
Oh my god, man, that was so funny. He said that they were messing up his physical examination so he wouldn't pass, and then the league gave him one and he failed it.
We got Hot Take Hockey in here. Make sure you check out his channel. Always got live reactions to all the Leafs games. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Check them out. Great stuff.
I actually watch Hot Take Hockey.
Great channel, eh?
Yeah, it's not. He's got a good setup there. He streams the games live, right?
Yeah, he streams. Does a lot of live reactions.
Oh, that's sick.
But let's show that Campbell clip that he's talking about, just to give us a little blooper here. Gift, and that is a gift. One of the gifts, at least. There's a couple gifts from Jack Campbell tonight, and
I was just waiting for Campbell to stop that puck. I had faith in him.
Would have been like a Dominic Hasek kind of Marty Brodeur type of save, but not quite. Not quite.
Yeah.
That was just a bad play behind the net there.
Sure was. But I don't know. It looked like Dermott got in his way there. Do you have the video again?
Of the Campbell clip?
Yeah. We can see it. Like, I don't know what Dermott's or is that Willie? That's Willie. I don't know what Willie's doing there. Like, he should have moved out to the half wall to take the pass from Campbell. I don't even know why he went back there. Campbell was clearly behind the net. I don't know why Willie's cutting behind there.
No, he's
Willie
not in good position there.
wasn't winning that race. So I don't understand how he was being useful, but anyways.
I mean, inexcusable from both Nylander and Campbell.
For sure.
Campbell, come on, man.
Yeah,
come on.
Campbell's got to do better than that.
Outside of that, outside of those 2 goals that were all on him.
Yeah.
He played a good game. So how about the referees? We saw something about the referees. We were talking about the referees earlier. We got this clip here of the refs here tonight covering the microphone. I think that's inexcusable at this point.
Yeah. I thought he was just doing a TikTok dance.
I haven't seen. Is that a trend going on? Like you do this?
I don't know, but it looks like it should be.
I mean, Honestly,
Imagine we start boycotting the NHL on TikTok and we start taking videos like that.
does the NHL have TikTok? I don't follow the NHL on TikTok. I follow the Leafs though.
The Leafs TikTok's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even use TikTok really, but
I've made a couple TikToks.
Maple Leafs
Like-
media TikToks. Let's go.
No, it's at Varco Sports. I gotta I don't
Joint
know.
account.
Yeah, joint account. I got a video making fun of the Sabres on there.
Attaboy.
I mean, kind of feel bad for them.
I
Kinda
do.
feel-
I feel bad for them individually, but they're a bunch of bums this year.
They get talked about more than so many teams just because of how bad they are.
Yeah, well, because they it's crazy to think they actually don't. They have a pretty big market and exposure, but
Buffalo Sabres. I think that's the worst franchise in hockey right now.
do you think they fold though? I think they're too historic.
No, I don't think the Sabres are going anywhere. And they've got a good fan base.
Yeah.
I'm a Buffalo Bills fan.
If the Sabres were good, they'd be filling it. Well,
Yeah.
not now, but
Buffalo sports fans are crazy for the teams, and honestly, I wouldn't want to see the Sabres depart either. I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to see that.
me
happen.
neither. Me neither.
If there's a team that's gonna fold, who do you want it to be?
Arizona.
Yeah, me too. That's my thought too. Sabres need to relocate. Where are you putting the Buffalo Sabres?
They're too. Like I said, they've been around for a long time. They've had some great players in the past. I don't think they will. But where would you go?
Yeah, like it's not gonna happen. You can't move the Buffalo Sabres anywhere. I don't. Kansas City from Buffalo.
I think Kansas City's such a weird spot for a hockey team. Sorry if anyone's from Kansas City, but
You already got the St. Louis Blues in Missouri, so
yeah. I don't know where you'd go. I think
Marner MVP.
Canada.
He says
That's what-
relocate the Sabres to Quebec City.
I wouldn't relocate the Sabres to Quebec, but I'd relocate Arizona to. I don't like, or not that I don't like Quebec, but I don't think that I don't understand how you'd have a Montreal team and a Quebec team.
Yeah, I mean the Nordiques. There was a time when it happened, but
Yeah,
I don't see it happening again. I don't really see it happening again.
imagine. I would love to see like a Newfoundland team or something, but there's not.
Yeah, that's just so much travel. Imagine a game. The LA Kings have to go out to St. John, Newfoundland. Just imagine that flight.
Yeah.
And like the travel just to go to Newfoundland. It would be cool, but that's a lot to take.
They got the Newfoundland Growlers though.
Yeah?
That's our ECHL team.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just don't really see it as an NHL market though.
Yeah, no.
Nova Scotia, Halifax. It'd be cool. It'd be cool for sure, and
Yeah.
I'd love to
East
see
Coast.
I'd love to see another Canadian team out there on the East Coast, but that's hard to think that would ever happen. There's not enough corporate money in Quebec City. Yep.
Yeah,
Houston's next.
but I feel like Houston's a team. Like that's not. I'm not very good at geography, but I don't think Houston's not that far from Arizona, is it?
Well, Houston is in Texas, so the Dallas Stars and the Houston what?
Yeah, it doesn't mix well, but I mean, yeah, I'd love to see more teams.
Yeah, like how many more?
34.
So 2 more teams after Seattle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think you can't go over that. Like I feel like there's also a limit.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL has 32, and I don't really think you can do more than 32. If you're gonna relocate a team, you relocate them, but I can't expand even more. I don't think, at least not anytime soon.
Yeah, 32's is that the most teams in a pro sport?
Yeah, NBA has 30, NHL's gonna have 32, NFL has 32, baseball has
Baseball is
30. 30. Yeah. So
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, for me, I would like to see it, but
it would be a lot. That'd be a
yeah,
lot.
that'd be a lot. Just the only reason is because it's more games on the schedule.
Yeah.
That's the
It'd
only
be
reason I'd
interesting.
like to.
So Hot Take Hockey says, love the Maple Leafs media show. 1K soon. That's the goal. We got to get to the first 1,000 subscribers. We're just a bit over 500 right now. The brand is growing.
Steve Dangle, we're coming for you.
Maple Leafs Media, make sure you hit the notification bell. Smash that like button if you haven't already. We've been on here over an hour. Sharka says Buffalo can relocate to Niagara Falls, but it's basically the same thing.
Niagara. I mean, it's a great tourist spot, I guess, but
It's literally like
oh man,
20
I
minutes away.
would hate living in Niagara Falls. I'm sorry once again if anyone lives there. I live in near Peterborough, so.
Tristan Jarry has the same amount of points as Jeff Skinner in 4 less games. Oh, this is not a joke. And yes, we were talking about a goalie. So yeah, Jeff Skinner, that contract's really bad.
Oh, Jeff Skinner, man.
Jeff Skinner.
Talk about a fall off.
The Buffalo Sabres just can't do
There
it.
was a time where he fell off with Carolina for a bit too, and then he came back, and then he got moved, and was good for a bit, and then sucked.
Yeah, he had one great season, and then
So I could see him bounce back again. I mean, some players are like that, like just
streaky.
Yeah, streaky. Look at Patty Laine right now.
How do you think that's going to work out in Columbus? Do you think he's going to stay there?
No, I really don't. Like, my gut tells me that he's going to be moved or he's going to want out.
Yeah,
I feel like Columbus has a hard time having players want to stay there.
Well, yeah, Matt Duchene,
Artemi Panarin,
yeah, Panarin.
Ryan Johansson wanted to get traded too.
Yeah, Line A is probably going to be next. With John Tortorella, he's getting benched all the time.
I think let me rephrase that. I think if John Tortorella stays coach, Patty Laine will not want to play for him.
That's fair.
I think if he gets fired, Patty might stay.
Maybe it's the potential's there, but
I would love to see him on the Leafs.
I don't think that'll ever happen. Do you?
No, it won't. It won't ever. But it'd be sweet to see.
Now we got Buffalo to Quebec City. Everyone wants to move the Sabres just because they're so bad right now. But there's I know it's a losing history, but there's some history there.
Yeah, I'm curious. Is anyone watching not a Leaf fan?
There's got to be someone here. We usually got some. We got some Canadian fans in here, Senders everywhere.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
Ottawa's going to Quebec City in 5 to 9 years. I don't think the Senders are moving. I remember there was a bit of talk about that a couple years ago when they're really just getting rid of everybody, but I don't really think so anytime soon.
I think if there's any Canadian team that is to relocate, it's Ottawa, but I don't see any Canadian team relocating.
Yeah, no, I don't see it happening. Buffalo to Saskatchewan. Everyone wants to move the Sabres. This is wild.
I've never been to Saskatchewan, but something tells me it's not like it's not a powerhouse market.
Yeah, I mean, there'd be
just
a lot of hockey fans in Saskatchewan that would be thrilled to have it there.
When I picture an arena in Saskatchewan, I picture a rink and then a bunch of farm fields.
Yeah, I've never been there either, but
that's all I've learned about Saskatchewan.
A hockey rink with just field all around it. That's what
exactly.
Like a parking lot, a little parking lot, and then flat land everywhere. I've never been there, but
yeah, it's picture perfect.
Hey, JB, Buffalo is Bills country, and thank you, JB. If you haven't already, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, big Buffalo Bills fan. Check out my other channel on here. I just got over 1,500 subs on it. It's called The Bills Bunker. check that out. Got a lot of content coming out there all the time as well.
1 second, just grabbing a drink.
Jason Brooks says Arizona will be the first team to be moved. And if a team's moving anytime soon, I agree with that. I think the Arizona Coyotes, they've been talked about a lot. That franchise right now, it's a mess. It's a mess. That'd be the team that would get moved before any other team, the Arizona Coyotes. Sadly, the NHL doesn't want to add Canadian teams due to more earning potential in the U.S.
It's true.
That is true.
Why do you think there's one NBA Canadian team?
And baseball, and there's
baseball.
no NFL team.
I have a question. I don't watch enough football, but would you like to see CFL and NFL collide?
No.
Why?
No. The rules are different in the CFL. I don't like the CFL rules. I watched the CFL for a couple of years, but the NFL is just...
Isn't it 3 downs and a bigger ball?
3 downs, bigger ball, bigger field. The uprights are moved up. It's a very different game. And
do you think there's CFL players that could play in the NFL or would be good, like all-stars in the NFL?
All-stars, I mean, there's diamond in the rough. There's players that have come from the CFL. So, yeah, there's definitely teams that could.
Sorry to get off topic, everyone.
Hey, this is just having just random discussions here. I think there's players there. I mean, there's been multiple players who have ended up in the Hall of Fame that have played in the CFL and went to the NFL. So,
yeah,
it could happen. Yes, the CFL is merging with XFL. So, the NFL thing won't happen. XFL is like a bigger version of the CFL in the USA.
What's it called? Extreme Football League?
I think it might be that. I actually don't know what it's called. But it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Buffalo is great for tailgate parties. Bills Mafia knows it. That's Bills Mafia is crazy.
I gotta go to a tailgate party, man. Never been to one.
Go to a Buffalo Bills game. That the Bills fans, they know how to do it.
Have you been to Maple Leaf Square?
Yeah. Yep.
Never
tailgated there.
No, you can't. But
yeah, no.
I was wondering, is it like what's tailgating like?
Oh, I never went there for like watching a game or anything, but I've been there taking a picture.
Oh, you never watched a game there?
No, I never watched a game there.
I went down. It's electric, dude. I went down there a few times. It's absolutely electric.
Yeah, I mean, Leafs Nation all comes together. Hopefully, we can get that going sometime soon.
Hopefully, we see everyone here. We'll have a Maple Leafs media meetup at the Maple Leafs Stanley Cup parade.
Oh yeah, book it. Book the parade. We'll plan it. We'll start planning it right now. That'd be great.
Is Seth in here?
Pardon?
Is Seth in here?
Seth, I don't think he is. No,
I'm not. I can't see the comments.
Oh, you can't? But Marner MVP here says back to Leafs discussion.
Oh, now I can. I just figured it out.
Back to Leafs discussion. Forsberg, Philip Forsberg, Mikhail Granlund, Matthias Ekholm, Rickard Rakell, Sam Bennett, Nick Foligno, David Riddick, Christian Dvorak. Which player do you want the Leafs to mostly go for? You can go first.
Forwards. I'm interested out of that list. Rickard Rakell. Think he'd be great in Toronto. Christian Dvorak played with Mitch Marner, so that who knows, that could work out. Their OHL, one of the best London Knights teams ever, was Christian Dvorak, Matthew Tkachuk, and Mitch Marner on the line. And then I don't know about Ekholm. I heard that his asking price is like a solidified defenseman, a first rounder, and a top prospect. So I don't know if I want Ekholm.
My guy, Philip Forsberg. I would love to see Philip Forsberg in a Maple Leafs uniform.
Forsberg's gross too.
He led the Nashville Predators in points the year that they went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Very valuable asset. He's a legitimate first-line left winger. Imagine him slotting into the second line, or even the first line, beside either Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews, or John Tavares and William Nylander. He could really help push this team over the top. He would give this team so much production. He's great on both ends of the ice, forces a lot of turnovers. He can score. He can do it all.
Yeah, he's the type of guy that would get incredible exposure as a Maple Leaf too. Like you don't really hear. There's some guys that go untalked about because of their markets, but
yeah, I mean Philip Forsberg definitely. You'd have to give up. You'd have to give up a lot for him. And Trielsi says, "Where's the cap space for any of that?" That is a question I've heard a lot. Now, there's ways around this. There's ways around it. You're gonna have to give up more players, prospects, or picks in order to get one of these players, because that team will have to retain salary in order for Toronto to get them.
yeah, I also seen a video on YouTube. I don't know if you want me to plug the person, but
Go for it.
Downtown Sports. I don't know the guy in any way, but I seen the video he made about how the Leafs technically have up to $9 million with only $1 million cap space. And the way that works is because we've played 70% of the season or something. And with teams, if a team retains 50% plus now the 30% of the rest of the season that they're getting paid for, we somehow have like $5 to $8 million in cap. And that's why I also mentioned not Travis Dermott, Alex Kerfoot. He makes 3.5 million, right?
Mhm.
If we trade Alex Kerfoot, we could get a good price from a team like Ottawa because they will be able to protect Alex Kerfoot in an expansion draft, whereas we are going to lose him anyways. So that's why I see Kerfoot being traded.
I mean, makes sense. It makes sense. I wouldn't necessarily want to see Kerfoot go. He's
Me neither. I like Kerfy, but it's him or I don't know, like Hyman.
Nah. I'm keeping Hyman. Drop the Puck says he's completely left David Savard off that list when he's a rental, which Dubas wants. So great point. Kyle Dubas, in his press conference, he said that he wants
A rental.
but he also said he would prefer to get a forward. David Savard, a veteran defenseman on the Columbus Blue Jackets, over 500 games played throughout his career. Could be a nice addition to the Toronto Maple Leafs, but if we're going to get Savard, I think we're getting Foligno as well.
I would like to look at and also this is not my idea. I also seen this one on Downtown Sports, but he had Ryan Dzingel and Mike Riley for Alex Kerfoot. Ryan Dzingel is the same kind of player as Kerfoot and plays center and wing. Also can slide into the top six. And Mike Riley has been playing the top players. He's been on their top pairing for Ottawa, and he has decent defensive numbers on a terrible team. So I see that. I think that could be a good trade, and we seen Dubas at the game in Ottawa.
We got comments here. Salvatore says Savard and Foligno. I like you. I love this channel. It's so chill watching from Australia.
Hey, that's it.
Shout out all the way from Australia. I had good times over in Australia. Went shark diving, cage diving with great white sharks. Good times. I love that country. I saw some Maple Leafs jerseys in Australia when I was there too.
It's actually sick. I want to go there.
Saw a James Van Riemsdyk jersey.
It's like a 2-day flight.
I stopped over in Los Angeles after 5 hours. Then it was 18 hours from there.
Oh,
long.
So you've been in LA?
I've been to LA twice. Yeah.
Oh, that's I want to go out there so bad.
Went to a couple Dodgers games.
Oh, that's sick.
Baseball 27 says, better not trade Sandin or Robertson. You might have to.
I don't want to make.
Ideally, I wouldn't.
if either of those guys, I'd be upset if Liljegren was gone, but I could handle it. Robertson, if they trade Robertson, they will regret it.
Okay, if
He's 19, man, and he's almost a point per game in the American Hockey League, bro.
of these two players, which would you rather let go of, if you had to?
Sandin. No, I don't know, man. It's not an easy decision, but off the top of my head right now, probably Sandin.
I think Robertson personally, and I know a lot of people love Robertson, but we've got Amarov. We've got Amarov. Don't necessarily know what we've got in him in the near future. Left winger, Sandin. I think he's got a lot of upside at the defense position for the Maple
Who
Leafs.
do you think? Who do you think Dubas refers to when he says he's willing to trade a top prospect? Now that's the question. What we think are top prospects and what other teams are thinking top prospects.
I think he'd be hesitant to give up Timothy Liljegren, right-handed shot defenseman.
I think Amirov's a top prospect too, as of right now, but he's also young, so they're taking more of a risk on Amirov.
I'm not sure that they trade him, but they might flip him because they got him in that trade to Pittsburgh for Drake Kapanen.
What about
Philip Hallander is one.
Hallander, yeah.
He was a second-ranked prospect in Pittsburgh's prospect system when he was traded here. I think he's got a lot of upside, but at the center position, we've got a lot.
And then other prospects like Semyon Dargachintsev, Mikhail Abramov. Like who's that defenseman? Topi Niemela.
Yeah, I could see them parting ways with him, and his stock went up significantly after the World Juniors he had.
Oh, he looked great, man.
Yeah,
what a pick that looked like right now.
His stock definitely went up after that.
For sure.
Why are the Leafs scared to move Nylander and or Tavares off the second line? Where else are you going to put them in the lineup? We've seen that you can't put Tavares on a line with Matthews and Marner because taking Tavares, you're going to have to put Matthews or Tavares at a wing position. Tavares is great in the face-off circle, and that's just too much for one line. That's too much talent on one line.
There's no way you can look at Nylander and Tavares and say they're not top 6 players.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the production hasn't been what you'd expect from John Tavares. He's getting paid a lot of money and hasn't been living up to that contract. But William,
you give him the benefit of the doubt, I think, with John Tavares, with what he's proven.
Yeah,
that he can bounce back, or
hopefully he can bounce back. Hopefully, his production, it's been going down though.
Do you want Sam Bennett?
No, I've been like, I made a video on this a while back. I'm all right without Sam Bennett. I'll pass on Sam Bennett because
he's a streaky guy too.
I'll pass on him.
That's a good comment. Frank Rusty Nails there.
Where's that? Frank Rusty Nails. He says, Leafs have good prospects nobody talks about. Argentchev, Duzak.
Nick Abrazizi. He's incredible. He's a point per game in college right now. The last couple of years at Harvard, and look up. You should look up Abrazizi's highlights because he's incredible.
And then Roni Hirvonen from Team Finland this year. Yeah, there's a lot of prospects in this Maple Leaf system. There's a lot of names that could be shipped out. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the upper tier prospects packaged with a lower tier prospect and a guy like Alex Kerfoot in a trade.
And then get Philip Forsberg.
I think for Forsberg, you're going to have to give up. You're not going to give up. I wouldn't give up Nylander. Forsberg, my trade proposal would be Kerfoot, maybe Engvall, Topi Niemela.
And a first,
and you might even have to add in Hirvonen or something.
Like just something else.
And if you might be able to get Granlund out of that too.
Yeah.
Maybe. That'd be what I'd think to do. Bruce says, would you bring in Getzlaf for the right price? I think Getzlaf's got a contract problem. Let me check out on that. But what were you saying?
I think he's kind of slow. I don't know how much more slow guys we need.
Yeah, and a center as well.
But he wins draws.
I'm trying to load his contract here, but I can't. It's not loading. But he's got a big contract. So I'll pass on that. Why isn't Nylander playing with Matthews? The answer is because look at what Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews have done together since the beginning of last season. They've been stellar.
Yeah, they proved the first 20 games how dominant they were, and they'll get it back. I mean, thankfully, the depth guys are producing right now, but I don't think Nylander with Matthews is the right call. But I see what he's saying, because I've thought of that before too as well, because Nylander plays better with Matthews. Marner, Tavares plays better with Marner. So I think if you want to get both of those guys going, but
could switch it up for a bit. I'm not sure.
But I don't know I think we need to start making the blueprint for our team. I don't think switching around guys is the right call.
I really wouldn't switch Marner and Matthews. They've just been too good together. They've been unreal. Jamie Crawford says, Galchenyuk, what do you think of this guy? Seriously. I know you had a lot of positive things to say about Galchenyuk's performance.
I think tonight he could have been his breaking out night. Like, I think the guy could have easily. I think he set Willie and Tavares up a few times, and he almost scored himself a couple times. So I think, but the last couple of games before that, he tried very hard. He's quick. We seen a little toe drag shot from him today that was pretty nice. So
I think Alex Galchenyuk, obviously he's got upside. Low risk, high reward move.
I don't know if he's top 6. Sorry. Sorry, brother.
I don't. He has top 6 potential, but he's a good addition to the bottom 6 for sure.
For sure.
Former 30-goal scorer back in 2015.
Crazy.
Seems like forever ago. But
I remember watching him light us up.
That was 6 teams ago. 6 teams ago, he hasn't been able to get comfortable in any environment. Maybe the change of scenery to the Toronto Maple Leafs would be a good thing. Alex Galchenyuk's been playing. He's been playing well for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's been making hits, creating opportunities. Just one of the hardest working, if not the hardest working player on the ice every time he's out there. He's playing for his career right now. If it doesn't work out here, this could very well be his last opportunity in the NHL.
Yeah, you see guys work their way out of the NHL. So, but I think he looks good. I think this is the perfect spot for him.
Marner MVP here says Nylander, Semyon Arganchentsov, and a second or third rounder for Jack Eichel. I think you might even have to give up more for Eichel, but
I would take that in a second. But I think
this year, like right now, it hurts the team because Eichel's out.
Yeah.
You can think about it in the offseason, but
exactly. I think I don't want to move Nylander, but if we're getting Jack Eichel, I'll do that. I'll put Jack Eichel on our team any day.
Roos says it's funny because Galchenyuk went 3rd overall and Morgan Riley went 5th overall, and Yakupov 1st overall. So if you haven't checked it out,
draft.
That was a horrible draft class. If you haven't checked this out already, make sure you check out the 4 players drafted before Morgan Riley video. I've got that video out here on this channel. It was released a while back, but the 4 players drafted before Morgan Riley, and it is atrocious. Those teams made some bad mistakes. Griffin Reinhart. Do you remember his NHL career?
Oh my God, Griffin Reinhart.
8 games. And
how do you even how is 8? That's a sample size, bro. Like that.
The Oilers ended up trading for him. So the Oilers were the biggest losers of that draft.
Yeah, and then they traded Taylor Hall for Adam Larson.
I saw a thing the other day, and I'm not sure if this was true or not, but apparently the Senders almost got Taylor Hall for Cody Cece. I saw an Instagram post. I don't know if that's true, but
Oh, I believe it though. CC was highly touted at one point.
he was. Yeah, I mean, that'd be wild.
Imagine
That would be-
CC had a bounce back year and he just like became like a upgrade like Justin Hall had, and he just became a top 60 consistent.
He's been better with the Penguins this year.
I haven't watched him much.
I've caught a couple Penguins games. He's been better, but honestly, I don't trust Cody Cece. I don't trust Cody Cece. No.
You see, I remember last year he took a slap shot against Columbus, and he missed the net by at least 15 or 20 feet. Like he hit the corner of the glass.
It's a shame. I remember I went to an OHL game when he was playing for the Ottawa 67s. I had to drive out of town to pick up the Senders puck because he was like a highly touted player. He's a high prospect. Got his autograph, and didn't really turn out to be much. But I cannot sell that puck for more than $5. I've tried putting it. I've tried selling it for $5, and nobody will bid.
How'd you meet so many players?
I used to have season tickets for the OHL team in my hometown.
Oh,
So
that's sick.
I would camp out after the game. I met Connor McDavid, John Tavares, I met Marner, Tom Wilson.
You meet Maddie?
No, because he was playing in Switzerland.
My
lot of
buddy
great
met
players.
Maddie.
Actually, you know what? I did meet Matthews at the outdoor practice. He signed
Really,
he
that's
signed this-
sick.
I got this jersey and this jersey signed in the same day.
That's sick. I wish I went to that.
Hopefully they get another one of those next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
'Cause-
for sure.
That's a great interactive event. They have like an outdoor practice, and it's like an hour long. Players sign autographs all the way through
That's wild.
after. But Jamie Crawford Berry's been doing amazing for Edmonton. I think it's just a different system, and it's a better fit for him.
Yeah, and you notice how it's real easy for him to get points when you're giving the puck to McDavid.
That's true as well. Absolutely. We've been on here for an hour 33 minutes here. Great post-game show here. It was you're a great guest here on Camden. We'll definitely get you
Appreciate
on here.
it, brother.
We'll get you on here again real
Yeah.
soon. I will not be doing a post-game show Saturday night. I got some stuff to do outside of this, but I'll be back here real soon. I'll have some videos coming out as well. So thank you for watching this video. Camden, you want to give some closing statements?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to coming back on. It was a good time.
Yeah, thank you for spending the last hour 33 minutes with us, Camden.
Damn right, buddy.
Everyone in the comments section, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching this. Everybody out there, stay safe and go Leafs go. Big dubs
Go
tonight.
Leafs, go, baby.
Big dubs, baby.